Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the video we've all been waiting for. One of the things I've been talking about since the whole Bud Light fiasco happened was, when was Dylan Mulvaney going to say something? When was he actually going to come out and try to make a statement regarding the whole debacle? Now, I never really thought that he would ever, number one, apologize. I would never really thought he would ever account for anything or take responsibility for anything regarding the whole drama that happened with Bud Light. And to be honest, he didn't, okay? That's not something that I ever expected him to do. But in this video, we're going to talk about his actual final statement that he actually just made recently. As of this video, it's very interesting because, again, he's doing the typical what you would expect from Dylan Mulvaney. It's nothing but a grift movement. He's trying to acknowledge Bud Light without actually even mentioning Bud Light, but of course he's doing that because he was paid by this company to do so, so legally he's not allowed to actually say their name. But according to this headline from Outkick, it says Dylan Mulvaney breaks his silence and attacks Bud Light for not showing enough support to him during the whole entire debacle. So we're gonna get into this video, guys, but of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. It says Dylan Mulvaney isn't happy Bud Light didn't do more to support the now infamous promo. Bud Light has been getting crushed since it went woke by teaming up with a transgender activist for a March Madness promo. Mulvaney, a biological man, pretended to be too stupid to understand sports while pretending to be a borderline childish woman. Many found the new video wildly offensive, and the backlash has been unrelenting ever since. Now Mulvaney has responded with a statement that takes aim at Bud Light for not showing more support. Now, this is something that we've seen time and time again, okay? Regarding the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing, we saw the LGBTQ activist community completely turn their backs on Bud Light once Bud Light didn't bend the knee to them and essentially take all the heat for them. They didn't deserve for that to happen because ultimately, at the end of the day, the LGBTQ community, the activist community portion of that section, LGBT people do not spend the money like they say they do, okay? At least not the activists anyway. When you had the company Glad come out and try to pretend that they were going to support Bud Light, had Bud Light decided to stick to their guns and back Dylan Mulvaney, they tried to say, oh, we would have made up all those lost sales that you've experienced. Well, no, you wouldn't have. We've seen time and time again that these corporations decide to get woke and go broke, and that's why that entire sentiment exists in the first place. You guys do not spend your money where you say you will. You just virtue signal on Twitter to get your likes and retweets, and you move on to the next story. You don't care what happens to these corporations and companies and the employees that rely on those corporations for their living. It says, what transpired from the video was more bullying and transphobia than I ever could have imagined. I should not have made this video. I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared. And I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired. So I patiently waited for things to get better, but surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. For months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I've been ridiculed in public. I've been followed, and I have felt a loneliness I wouldn't wish on anyone, Mulvaney said in a video shared Thursday afternoon. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and as hateful as they want. The hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community, Mulvaney further explained. The influencer also claimed that they're going to be celebrate being alive. I'm starting to get the feeling, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to get the feeling that Dylan Mulvaney is just not all mentally there. And now, don't get me wrong, I know he's a genius when it comes to grifting, okay? It's very obvious that this is a massive grift for him. But I'm starting to notice things in certain wordage that he's using when he does his little interviews and his little videos. He basically hints at the suicide rate regarding trans people, and it seems like he's going to attribute to that number at some point in time, if you guys get my idea. That's essentially how he seems to be coming off, and that's pretty much insane. But I wouldn't put it past him if that's eventually how this all goes down, as this mega grift is going to come to a close at some point in time, whether by his choice or someone else's. It's going to come to an end when there's no money anymore in pretending to be a woman, because right now there is a lot of money in wearing woman face. This is a known fact. This is why you have all these influencers coming out of the woodwork pretending to be women all of a sudden when they never showed hints otherwise of doing so. Now they're deciding to do it because there's money in it, there's opportunity in it, there's sponsorships in it. Dylan Mulvaney has proven that there is a lot of money in that particular section of pretending to be a woman, so it is a very big grift for a lot of people right now. But again, I do think that this is going to get pretty ugly. So what I want to do is I want to see this video and showcase this video of Dylan Mulvaney. I'm going to play a couple of clips of it, guys, so stick with me and let's talk about it at the end. Here we go.
One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now, so this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video.
See, the thing is, he tries to downplay it as just an Instagram video because he's downplaying the response from biological women and how they feel when there is a biological man pretending to be a woman and getting all the opportunities that belong to women. He's getting everything, and essentially it's pissing people off because at the end of the day, these companies are virtue signaling to LGBTQ communities because they're trying to get as much money as they can as possible from communities that maybe don't normally spend money with that particular company, whatever that company may be, or they're just trying to get on the hype train while it's hype right now because it was Pride Month, and now that Pride Month's over, you're going to see it start to slow down. Now, I'm not surprised that this particular post was made 2 days ago. So at the time of recording this video, that was essentially 1 day before Pride Month ended. So it's not surprising to me that he waited until the last little time of Pride Month before he decided to make a video.
And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere, and now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined.
So he's doing this now because now that Pride Month is over and his grift is at its lowest, he needs something to bring his name back up again, right? So he waited through Pride Month because Pride Month's going to get him a lot of clicks, a lot of attention, because it always does, right? It's Pride Month. But at the end of the day now, Pride Month is over. He needs to find his new grift. So what is he going to do? He's going to go the victim route. He's going to go the victim narrative and pretend like everybody was transphobic. Nobody had a legitimate argument regarding Dylan Mulvaney being on the can and pretending like they're celebrating him being a woman when we all know he is not. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Mulvaney is the ultimate grifter. I keep saying that. He knows exactly what he's doing to keep the money flowing. And I'm sure he has people in his ear recommending him things to do to keep that money flowing, because at the end of the day, I don't think it's just him by himself. I am positive that there is a lot of people involved in keeping this particular man very successful for as long as they possibly can. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.